Good day and a warm welcome to this quick overview of SWOOD. SWOOD is a Gold Partner product that is fully integrated into SolidWorks. It consists mainly out of two divisions, SWOOD Design and SWOOD CAM. SWOOD Design is used to create furniture projects that generates reports and necessary documentation for the workshop floor. SWOOD CAM is used to generate your CAM programs that represents all the machining processes. We'll be jumping into this demonstration and making use of a predefined default SWOOD frame. I haven't added the backboard, and with a single drag and drop operation, you'll notice the appropriate groove cuts and the offset distance being calculated and added automatically. We'll add some connectors between the panels by simply selecting the faces between each panel. We have the ability to either change the X or Y direction of each connector. Selecting a custom side offset distance and saying OK, you'll notice the appropriate hardware and machining cutouts being added automatically. Next, we'll look at the library, hosting all my materials. We'll be making use of a 22mm walnut panel, and you'll notice all the panel's thickness update as expected. Due to actual wood coming into play, you might need to edit either the grain direction or stock size, which, as you can see, is accommodated very quick and easily. Next, we'll look at some dividers by simply dragging and dropping it into the internal volume and specifying a quantity. We can add dividers very quick and easily. We'll add some fronts to the left-hand side. And due to me having multiple fronts, we can add a custom width for each. Opening the fronts up in its own little window, we can quickly have a look at some edge bands. Making use of the Edge Bands tab, we can simply drag and drop the edge bands to either the subassembly or individual components. We'll be making use of a 2mm oak chamfered edge band, and as you notice, the actual panel's thickness update as expected. I'll add a white laminate to the front, and you'll notice the software asking if I want to add it to a single side or perhaps both. I'll do the same for the bottom, adding white laminate to both sides. Notice the thickness of the panels also being updated as expected. I'll add some handles, and the appropriate machining cuts are automatically added as well. I'll add a single front to the right-hand side, and opening this front up in its own window, you'll notice this front consists out of various materials. If I edit the actual panel, we can see all the details that's going to be listed in the design report once my project is complete. Going back to the top-level assembly, we'll add some glass shelves, specify a quantity and say OK. I'll add some wooden legs to the bottom of my design with a single drag and drop operation. Looking at the internal detail, I'll quickly add some bloom hinges. With a single drag and drop, you have numerous parameters that can be customized and edited. And as expected, the appropriate cutouts will be added. Next, I'll add some shelves. These shelves can be added by using already defined parameters by means of either a vertex or perhaps a face. And I'll do the exact same for the bottom, following the same methodology. Once my project is more or less complete, we can go ahead and hit the button stating SWOOD Design Reporting. This generates a lovely report hosting any and all necessary information. We'll see a nice little overview of my tree, selecting any component, highlights it in the top window and opens it up in a separate bottom one. Having a look at the top document folder, we can see a saw cut Excel file being generated and a PDF. Alongside all of this information is an HTML document that can be accessed through any web browser. This is a very interactive document and as you'll notice, comes with numerous tabs. For example, the hardware tab hosts all the hardwares with the appropriate quantity and cost. The programs tab basically hosts all the necessary machining processes. We can see the summary tab hosting documents like the actual barcode and very important information such as the supplier, reference total count, and alongside the total cost. Now let's have a look at the CAM side of SWOOD. I'll be making use of this left panel and demonstrating the setup concerning the machining side of things. I'll be using a G-code processor, but many others can be accommodated like HomeMac or BSA for example. Setting up the machine, you'll now notice it in the graphics area, and I'll be making use of the small vacuum setup which hosts the most optimized suction cup and beam position. Having a look at the right hand side, this is hosting all my machining tools, and each are completely customized to suit your design needs or machining needs. Next up we have the aggregates, which is also fully customizable. Last but not least, in the machining CAM tab, we can drag and drop the appropriate processes, and this will pick up the accommodating holes and grooves as expected. We can now automate or simulate the actual machining process and ensure that everything is as expected. Here we can clearly see the appropriate tool and groove being cut alongside the necessary directions. With a click of a button, we can also go and edit the actual G-code being processed. If any design change is in order, for example, here I'll change the actual cabinet width. And in a change like this, we might add or remove a certain amount of connectors. I'll quickly demonstrate what this kind of effect will have on the CAM side. If I simply rebuild or refresh the camming information, you'll notice the appropriate new holes have been picked up. The CAM, the SWOOD design side, and the CAM information will always be linked together, ensuring that everything will always be up to date. As you can see, SWOOD gives us the ability to quickly and easily generate design projects alongside the CNC programs, making it a fantastic solution for any furniture industry.